Now, around these parts, we do something called Theatre Thursday, where we look ahead to, we just find out what's going on in the region theatre-wise. Peter Sanderman was the man in charge of the city varieties, and you were just discussing with my other two guests, Grahame Siddle, hello.
Hello.
And James Sidgwick, hello.
Hello.
Grahame, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Are you all prepped? Are you ready? You're loose?
Yes, I think so.
Are you like a cold spring?
I am like a cold spring, ready to leap onto the stage, that's right, yeah.
I have to ask you, it's a bit of a strange time to start doing a panto, isn't it? The 16th of January.
It's traditional, basically. We've done it for the last number of years. We've always worked into the middle 2 weeks in January. We always follow the professional pantomime, which takes place at the Carriageworks,
right?
The Leeds City Council one. So when they finish, basically, about a few days after that, we come on stage.
Grahame Siddle is a member of LIDOS, which will be presenting its pantomime. It is Robinson Crusoe and the Pirates. I'm guessing, James Sidgwick, you're one of the pirates?
I am.
You're a bad guy.
Yeah, proper pirate. Yeah. Full-on hook, eye patch, and, growly voice. Miserable.
So who spends longer in makeup, then?
Me, I think, basically.
Well, it depends, if you get chatting, you can you can spend quite some time in there.
Tell us about the make. Peter, we will come on to what's happening across the region as well.
This is very interesting.
Do you know what? The reason I've written about I might as well just say, I'm the Yorkshire Post theatre critic. I've been for about 15 at least years now, and I love theatre, and one of the reasons is that it's a way of bringing people together. You, as Grahame, were just saying that you follow the professional panto, so LIDOS is what is sometimes pejoratively called amdram, am I right?
Absolutely, yes. But,
you're enthusiastic.
Yes. We're amateur, but we're trying to put on a professional show, basically.
And what do you get from doing it, James? Because it's a big commitment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just good fun, good social thing. But I mean, also there's a lot of very talented people that do this for fun. So it's not like it seems like you're doing an amateur show. It doesn't feel like you're doing a watered down production. You do feel like you're part of a proper professional production when you're on a professional stage with professional costumes and lights and so on, and a big talented cast. It's just a great, fun experience for anyone. I would always recommend it. I'd
say, having performed on that very stage myself, there's no less dedication. You still have to learn the lines.
Absolutely,
you still have to go out and do the show,
Absolutely.
don't you? It does something to your live performance. Do you get emotional when you're playing the Dame, Grahame, or is that just when the balloons are too tight?
No, I don't get emotional, but I think there's something quite amazing that James, as the baddie, can actually get 300 people all shouting and booing and getting completely and utterly engrossed in him, and me as the dame, the goodie, can suggest all sorts of silly things for them to do, and they do it. It's constantly amazed me. Stand up and do this, and they all stand up and do it. I just think, why are you doing that for?
How? That's amazing. It's something to do with you being high up on that stage, isn't it? Tell me about that connection when you're on the stage and the audience are doing what you tell them, ask them, when they're getting involved. That must be a special thing.
It is, and especially with young children, because when you're doing things like the classic "it's behind you" kind of scene, I've seen kind of small children literally bouncing up and down in their seats, screaming at me, trying to convince me there's something behind me, which I'm determined to completely ignore, whether it's a ghost or a skeleton, or whether it's, and this one, it's a witch doctor in this particular version.
You've got to watch out for those witch doctors.
I know, absolutely. Yeah.
I hadn't seen a panto for a long time, and I went to the Bradford Lambra. Right. In fact, our Darrell Corcoran will be there after 4:00 this afternoon, and that moment, that little sketch where the ghost comes out and everyone's shouting, I was shouting at the top of my Billy, John, he's behind you. It's so involving, isn't it, Peter? Yes. You must have seen audiences just absolutely wrapped in you.
They go crazy. They really do react, and I think that's, it's not just because they feel they've got to do it. They want to do it. They become involved. They're part of it.
These days, take that. They're a trio now, aren't they? Basically, they're 3 old blokes, but they're sounding very good. It is Nick sitting in this afternoon for Andrew Edwards. You join me with my Theatre Thursday panel: Pete Sanderman, Grahame Siddle, James Sidgwick. And Grahame, I've completely glossed over something. You're in the LIDOS panto at the Carriageworks.
Yep.
You're playing the Dame.
I am.
But it's your first time playing the Dame.
It is my first time playing the Dame, yes. I've played kings, barons, baddies, stooges, various parts over the last 10 and 12 years, but our previous Dame, one of the eldest members of the society, a long time ago, sadly died. Alan Smith died this year, who'd been doing it for many years, and then our other Dame, Brian Craven, just decided he had enough for a year. I think he's taking a year off, so they dragged me in to do it. So
it's hard work, isn't it?
I'll tell you in about 2 weeks' time, but I believe it probably is. I think I've got 8 changes to get through.
Only 8? Oh, it's a breeze
exactly,
then. So Grahame Siddle is playing the Dame. James Sidgwick is playing the villain. Tell us about the panto. Is it a traditional panto we'll see at the Carriageworks?
Absolutely, yeah. You've got all the traditional characters. You've got your dame, your comic lead, your principal boy, principal girl, getting married at the end. Oh, spoiler.
It's got a happy ending. If you're worried.
And of course the baddie. So yeah, all of the main ingredients that you'd expect in a good fun-filled family pantomime.
Now, people might not realise, but there are lots of tropes in pantos. You have the one up at York Theatre Royal. They have the water scene. They have the he's behind you scene. There's lots of things that you kind of have to do in order for it to be a traditional panto.
Yeah. There's UV is a popular one these days. So we've got that. What else is there? There's It's Behind You. And
there's the standard. Ross, we do a standard pantomime. So the principal boy is a girl in all our pantomimes. I mean, the dame is a man. It's all, I'm not attempting to be anything other than a man.
Right, a man in a dress.
A man in a dress,
which is funny.
Yeah, that's right. I hope so. Yeah.
It's funny when you do it.
Exactly.
Do you wear a wig or?
Oh, I've got 8 wigs to wear, a variety of sizes and things like that.
Because we need to paint the picture. You are you've done that thing where you get the skin to grow over your head.
Yep.
You're bald. So you need
follically challenged.
You're follically challenged. Thank you. Tell me, when you get to this stage, because it opens, is it next week?
Friday night, 16th.
Next Friday, yeah.
Week on Friday. Are you nervous? How do you feel at this point?
I'm all right.
All right. It's
fine.
Nice and
I'm
relaxed.
excited about it. I mean, I've done it for the past 4 years in a row. Graham's done it for the past 12 years in a row. So it's just sort of, I'm quite excited about it. It's a good fun couple of weeks really for us. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to it.
And after 12 years, do you kind of know exactly what you're doing, or is it new every year, Grahame?
It's pantomime's very formulaic, as you're saying. Basically, the baddies always come on from the left, the goodies come on from the right,
which makes it easy to remember
which way you're supposed to come on from.
Yeah.
There's always one of those. There's the classic splosh scene, which varies from pantomime to pantomime, but generally involves usually the comic lead getting soaking wet, and some audience members hopefully as well. So,
it sounds like it's a lot of fun.
It is.
So it's next Friday it opens. It runs until the 24th of January.
It does.
Tickets are on 113-224-3801. That's a long run because you guys have day jobs as well.
Not anymore.
Well, not you. James.
I do. Yeah, it is. It's 11 performances, so I take a few days off work. Because if you don't take the days off work, you leave work on Friday night and you're doing 5 performances before going back on Monday.
Wow.
So I tend to take the Monday and the Friday off.
I think that's kind of sensible.
Yeah.
We have some very tired small children by the end of it.
Some teachers in the cast obviously can't take the time off, so they they just have to put in a hard couple of weeks.
Dr. Footlights, every time those stage lights hit you, you're absolutely fine. Yeah. It is Theatre Thursday with Grahame, James and Peter Sandeman. We'll find out what else is coming to the region after we find out how the roads are looking. Sharp as a tack. We're also joined for Theatre Thursday by Grahame Siddle, who plays the Dame at the Carriageworks Panto next Friday, and James Sidgwick, who plays the villain. Now, I do want to get some more of Peter's recommendations, but we were having what I think is a very interesting conversation just then we were listening to that music about the difference between amateur and professional, because you guys, James, you're an accountant during the day.
Yeah.
What was your job, Grahame?
I was a regional manager for a local charity.
And here he is dressing up now as a Dame in the Panto. Tell me about that, because it doesn't mean that you're doing it to any lesser standard. You're not putting in any less effort, are you?
No,
it's just that I suppose what the enjoyment of performance, but the choice to sort of do it more as a hobby than a profession, I guess. Or, I mean, I personally really enjoy doing performances and musicals and pantomimes, and I don't know if I really would if my livelihood depended on it. If it was a stress, then I think I just really enjoy doing it like this, really. So,
and there's thousands of people around the region who are in exactly the same boat. I've done plenty of it myself,
absolutely.
and it's such enjoyment. Now, not to turn this into a mutual backslapping thing, but Peter, you were very nice, weren't you, off air about James? What was it that you reviewed of his?
Went to see Supertown.
Right here on this show, you reviewed it.
Oh yes, brilliant! It was a brand new musical, and you were involved in it.
I wrote
it,
directed it along with my co-writer Rob Sanders, who's currently overseas. But That was another
that's
LIDOS
some
production.
dedication.
It was a world premiere.
It was a
at
world
the
premiere,
Carriageworks. Yes.
Thank you so much. You lot have been absolutely brilliant. What a wonderful Theatre Thursday panel. Grahame, James, Peter, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Let's get going with my three pieces of...